So, One Piece chapter 1064 is out and we got a pirates battle. So we have Blackbeard, which all the fandom is like, he's the most pirate-like pirate in all of One Piece. He acts like a pirate, he steals, he takes what he wants. And then we actually got Law. Law's crew actually fights like pirates. Because if you watch any other pirate show, most of the pirate battles happen at sea where you're trying to sink the other pirate ship. And this is what Law's crew is doing. They actually specialize in sea battle because they came from the cold waters of the North Blue. And that's really amazing. In this world of devil fruits, it makes logical sense that if you come up to a crew and they're full of devil fruit users, if you just sink the boat, that's it, you won. That's just about it. And the fact that no other crew or no other faction, Marine, Revolutionary, ever thought of, let's specialize in water combat. So when we meet someone in the water, we sink them, and that's it, we won. The fact that no one else thinks about it, because the One Piece world is like 90% water, and you actually meeting someone on sea is way higher than land. But for some reason, all the fights in One Piece happen on land. I think that's just how the world works, because there's so much devil fruit users in the Grand Line and New World. You just fight pirates on land. That's just how it works. So in terms of combat ability, Law's crew isn't really down there. So like Luffy, you got your monster trio, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. With Kid's crew, you got Kid and Killer. But a Law's crew is just Law. Like no one else stands out. But I think Law's crew, you can compare it to Shanks' crew. So when the bounties were coming out for all the Yonko, we got Whitebeard, Goldie Roger, Big Mom, all of them. The Marine guy said something very specific. Red Hair crew, he doesn't have a big fleet, he owns some land, but his crew is the most all-round crew out there. Like all of them are powerful. Not just, like with Kaido. Kaido is actually really powerful, and then you got his commanders. With Big Mom is the same, but the gap between Kaido and his commander is just massive. And I think Law's crew is similar. So obviously they're not close to Law's level, but the crew itself, like all of them, are good combatants. Not the best, they can't go up with a Yonko commander, I don't think so. But together, like if you compare Law's crew to Luffy's crew or Kid's crew, Law's crew will come out on top if you take out the captains, because they overall are stronger. So you have your weak trio, they will obviously lose. The monster trio will win, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Like overall and together, they work well and they are strong. But individually, they are pretty weak. So obviously, this means that Law's gonna lose, but he actually put up a pretty good show. And I think that's really important, because Oda had to make it such that Law had to lose, but he shouldn't look like he's less than Kid or Luffy. He should actually look like, yes, he can stand up to them, but he's not yet ready. Because I don't even think Luffy's ready to take on a Yonko on his own. Because with Kaido, he had so many chances. There were people that came in while Luffy was resting. So Luffy isn't Yonko level, and neither is Law. So obviously Law's gonna get captured. I don't think he's gonna die, because if you're gonna kill Law, you might as well ask him to do the immortal surgery. Otherwise, don't kill him, because what you gonna do? Give it to one of your allies and ask them to do it? I don't really think so. So Law is gonna be captured. So Blackbeard has Law, Kobe, and now in this cover story, Puddin also. So we have all these people. If you remove Puddin from the equation, we got the 3 people from the Rocky Port incident. Now this is really important, because why was Blackbeard and why was Law a part of this Rocky Port incident? We know they're both very good planners. Like they meticulously plan, they're patient, they calculate their moves. So with Law, he calculated his moves, he became a warlord, then he decided to make an alliance with Luffy because he saw what he can do in Marineford to take down a Yonko. With Blackbeard, he bided his time in Whitebeard's crew and got his hands on the Yami Yami no Mi and then later the Gura Gura no Mi. So they are very calculated people, so the fact that they were involved in the Rocky Port incident is really significant, and I hope we actually get to find out what happened there. And then Kobe was the hero of the Rocky Port incident. So we really need to know what Kobe done over there to actually get in that hero status. Now as for Pudding, so you see she's captured and the Blackbeard pirates are like, our commanders are pretty strong, so we're gonna take on the hard pirates, we'll win. And then Pudding is like, you're just saying this because Big Mom is not around. She says, she doesn't confirm she's dead, so it's still out there whether or not she's dead or not because Pudding doesn't know for sure. But she speculates, oh, if Big Mom's, you're only saying this because Big Mom is probably dead. So she has confidence. She's like, listen, yeah, you're not big shots. Big Mom, Cairo, they were big shots. You're only running your mouth now because they are the picture. And I like this part of Pudding because before that she was, manipulative, and then with Sanji she was, in love with him, and then not enough. It was just a whole mix. And then here we get to see like a confident, more calm Pudding, how she would be in like a normal situation. But then again, this isn't really a normal situation. So now let's move on to Egghead Island, the second part of this chapter. So I really like what Oda's doing. So with the past 3 chapters, it has been like half the Straw Hats, half something else, and I hope it continues like this. It sort of gives that Avengers Endgame vibes where we're constantly moving to different POVs, and I think this is the perfect time to actually do this because we invested in almost all the characters besides the main characters. All these side characters Oda brought on, we're interested in all of them, so Oda can do this, multiple POVs. We don't only need to follow the Straw Hats because he already built up that investment that we have in all of these different characters, and it makes it feel like this is not really going to be multiple arcs, but this final saga is going to feel like one whole arc with multiple parts. So we're going to have our Egghead Island part, we're going to have probably Elbaf, Raftel, the final war. Similar to how Water 7 and Enies Lobby, it felt like one continuous storyline, but it was 2 separate arcs. Sort of that kind of vibe we're going to get with it. And with Egghead Island, we finally got confirmation. Last panel, Shaka is talking to Dragon. He's saying the bad thing about being a genius is you can see your death coming. And Dragon is like, don't joke around. And Oda ends, what's the relationship between these 2 people? And then he hits us with a break. Typical, suspense-driven break. So we have to wait 2 weeks to actually find out what's the relationship between Dragon and Vegapunk. And I think this is also another reason why the world government wants Vegapunk dead. I think they finally figure out, okay, this man is working with the revolutionaries. And it makes a lot of sense because they caught Kuma because he was a tyrant. Bonnie claims no, he was just against the government, so they just called him a tyrant. They found out his connections to the revolutionary and then gave him the life sentence. And then Vegapunk stepped in and he said, I'm interested in his body because he's a special race. Give him to me. So now we know the reason why Vegapunk took in Kuma is because, hey, Kuma's a revolutionary, I'm a revolutionary. Let me look out for him. Let me not put him impelled down, and get tortured and all of this bad stuff. Let him come by me. We can do some experiments here and there, and it's a win-win. So, in my opinion, I don't actually think the original Kuma is completely, a cyborg. He has no will of his own. I think it's more sort of like an hypnosis. This is my theory. It's sort of like hypnosis. So right now, Kuma is in this robotic mode. But if you say a certain phrase, Kuma will snap out of it. He'll get his personality back. Everything comes back to normal. And then Kuma is back. So this is what I think the original Kuma is about. But that's just my theory. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about, the whole Kuma situation. What do you think the relationship between Vegapunk and Dragon is? Is he really a revolutionary or is he a double agent? Whatever you think. But yeah, I'm really hyped for this whole Egghead Island arc. For the whole, moving multiple POVs. I can't wait to see what's after the Blackbeard. Who we're going to see next. Maybe we'll see Kid. Maybe we'll see Vivi. Maybe we'll go back to the revolutionaries. It can be anything right now. And I'm excited. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this chapter. Like the video if you enjoyed, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe for more One Piece content, and I'll see you all in my next video.